This silence, this unmoving stillness, something mysterious is present, just floating, filling this entire space softly, like millions of feathers velvety, dark, invisible. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot taste it, just silently prevailing everything that surrounds us. When you are absolutely still and silent, you can feel something gripping you from all around, collapsing upon you like gravity. You cannot sense gravity, but yet gravity is present. Yet you do not sense gravity. Something immaterial is present, has always been present, cannot be destroyed, cannot be created, cannot be measured. All these lead to a single word, the black hole. That is the search of the meditator. How to drown into this inner experience of the black hole. How to fall into this invisible inner sense, dive into it, is the whole journey of the meditator. Leaving aside material, mind, emotion, matter, light, how to fall into this dark womb where everything is born out of. Just a single glimpse, just a taste of it, and you will understand samadhi. It is the greatest experience, just falling into this tunnel of the black hole. The fall seems endless. There is no way you can gauge time, space, matter. You are just falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. Timelessly. Initially, it is a very fearsome experience. No earth to hold you, no matter to hold you. You've simply fallen into something so mysterious, so fearsome. And it keeps pulling you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You need deep surrender, deep let go, total acceptance, because you are in this helpless state. No struggle whatsoever. It is almost like a coma, but yet you are conscious, and suddenly you come to a space where you feel a new sense of balance, as if you have fallen into the center of a sphere. Everything becomes still. Suddenly that experience of falling disappears. Everything becomes ultimately still, and a new sense in you awakens. It's almost like you can hear the sound surrounding you in all directions, as if you can taste in all dimensions, as if you can touch in all directions, as if you can be a vast sphere pulsating into the periphery, and yet deep within the very center there is consciousness. The experience is spherical. You cannot imagine the quality of sound. Just a single drop of the sound of Om reverberates in total aliveness. You are at the very center of sound. It is an indescribable experience. You have never heard sound like this before. You don't know where it's coming from above, from the side, from below, from this side. Where is this sound coming from? You have become the center of sound. It is so orgasmic. The moment you fall to the very center of the sphere, everything becomes silent, still. A moment pause, and bang. Suddenly everywhere there is light. Just light, 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 light. And it keeps getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, until everything explodes into light. You have become invisible. It is such a indescribable experience. Nothing can describe this. You need an object. You need time. You need space to be able to understand the wavelength. That it took so much time from here to there to reach, and this was the wavelength, so that is experience of the mind. The mind can understand a wave, but it cannot understand a circular implosion. It can understand anything that moves, but it cannot understand the immovable movement. This pulsation is not a wave. It's not a line. Are you still? Are you moving? You are in a totally new dimension. And something within you transmutates your whole being. The seventh sense for the first time is realized. Just understand, try to imagine this experience. Just a vast ball of emptiness. At the very center, neither up, neither down, neither left, neither right. There is no experience of self. Yet, there is a dot, a small particle vibrating. That particle is only vibrating Om. And that slightest particle in a room full of a soundless, invisible vacuum, and you're vibrating in a pulsation. You're breathing from the very womb of existence, from the very source of life, and the big explosion. Because now you have come to the center of the nucleus. You are no more proton, you are no more neutron, you are no more the atom, you are the nucleus. You have reached the very nucleus of your being, and there is no matter there. It is just a vibration with two opposites moving. You can sense, even that would be impossible to say you can sense. You just are. Pure bliss. You have reached the very Godhood of existence. You have reached the very inner of all that exists. You have known the indestructible center of all that arises in the world. The outer may differ. The matter may differ. We may be different on the outside, but in the very nucleus of existence, there is no separation. It knows all, it is all. Hence, one who has been there knows all and everything with nothing at all. Everything is known, but one cannot say that I know. Because you know that there is nothing, but yet you know the very essence. What is your knowledge about? The outer matter? What is your knowledge about? What you are seeing or what you are being? The mystic knows all, yet he knows nothing. But his knowing is very profoundly deep. He knows the inner. He knows nothing about the outer. The outer is immaterial. He knows the inner of existence. He has fallen into the very black hole of existence and gone to the very nucleus of matter. This experience makes one enlightened. That implosion, and everything suddenly became light. You have fallen so deep into the womb, from the deepest spot of inner space, everything around is light. But it is not material light that you're seeing. It is not indirect light that you're seeing. You are not seeing matter and material light. You are seeing the very innerness of prana. The blue flame, when it crystallizes and becomes a silver, gold, explode. You are seeing the very source of life. You are seeing life directly. In the deepest, darkest space, you get to see infinite light. And you understand this whole universe is a black hole, creating and self-creating and exploding from emptiness to light, from emptiness to more emptiness. Emptiness keeps expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding until it pulls apart to an optimum and the nucleus explodes and becomes two emptinesses. And again the emptiness exploded, become two emptinesses. Emptinesses keeps expanding all over the universe. Matter is not material. It is prana. The moment the explosion happens, prana radiates a certain movement of frequency, and that movement generates a friction, and the friction creates particles, and the particle creates matter. How is it from emptiness of the black hole, so much matter is continuously spewing out? From emptiness, matter. The power of this pulling anti-gravitational force, and the moment it explodes like a bomb, it creates ripples. You are looking at the source of creation. Just imagine a ripple of emptiness. It's spinning. Soon it's going to cool down and there will become something solid. And within the very core, there will be emptiness again. Because it is the very source of the movement of the unmoving particle. At the very center, there is a centrifugal force that generated matter. Hence, existence keeps multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. From the state of emptiness and expansion, matter, emptiness, expansion, matter, emptiness, expansion, matter. You can see the material from the outside as a scientist. You can understand that perhaps this may be true, but to understand the experience is to live it directly, is to fall into it yourself and to know for yourself. And now you can understand the source of your life. And you're not human either. You're simply pure emptiness, unaddressed, unaltered, unchanging, just created into a certain form over a period of conscious evolution. Just try to understand the taste of what I'm saying. Speaking it to an audience here, something is totally alive in me now. That experience is still alive in front of me now. You can catch the vibe. You can catch this experience if you are sensitive. It is surrounding you now. Deep within you, it is settled. You can recognize it here. Just a slight recognition, and something in you will start triggering. Because you are beginning to understand the empty space that you never considered. You are only thinking of yourself as a human being with an identity, with a body, with a mind, nationality, education, male, female. Do you ever consider the emptiness that you are? How do you sense it? You have to become invisible. Or so still, so silent, that you start sensing maybe there is nobody here. It is such a exhilarating experience. I have not sat down to describe it because it is so deep and penetrating. How to say in words this experience of explosion? What words? How to bring it into words? Such an infinite experience. Is it a very large experience? Or is it just microscopic? Can you gauge when you're in the whole the size of it? And does it really matter that it was as big as a auditorium, or you were in a very single atom, experience the whole force of life and the creation of life? Perhaps it was a single atom. And perhaps it was just the Shushma exploding. Just that single line, and yet a circle. Perhaps you fell into the very Shushma and it exploded. You saw the very fabric of human consciousness. Must be so. Deep into quantum physics, understanding material, photons, neutrons, electrons, atoms, nucleus. Even they have not been able to come to this understanding of the black hole. But now they have come very close. But they will never understand it. Because you cannot see emptiness at all. You have to fall inside it. Maximum they can understand is the effects of emptiness on the outer form. This projectile created a line, it created a pattern, and it created a dot. But what is inside it? Sciences of the outer. They can reach the very last point of the atom, but only the meditator can become the very atom himself. And what is the tool you need for it? A simple understanding of the black hole, the womb of existence. This is a great scientific journey. Actually, you become razor sharp because now you know what is an atom, you know what is inside it. In a way, you look like a fool. What can you do with such knowledge? If you knew the knowledge of protons and neutrons and electrons, you can create a nuclear bomb. What are you going to do with this knowledge that is atomic and yet invisible? How do you power the invisible? You have to create friction. That's the difference between yogis and mystics. Mystics are powerless. Their power is so invisible. It's almost like there is simply no power at all. Emptiness does not exert itself on anything. It is out of the power game. It is in let go, deep surrender, acceptance, watch. You understand? The black hole. Every meditator is going to come into it because it's the journey into death or into super consciousness. You will fall into this tunnel one day. And the lessons you are learning is surrender, let go. In that period, if you do not have infinite trust, a total sense of let go and total surrender, you will not reach the bottom of the pit. You will not reach the center of the sphere. You will become unconscious somewhere in the way, go into coma and die. Before you reach the very diamond hidden in the center of the sphere, you have to fall into the pit continuously deeper till you reach the very center so that you can grab that diamond and it explodes into light and you're free. Just understand the simple thing. Here's a long tunnel, a deep well. You're falling in the well, you're falling in the well, you're falling in the well. At the very bottom of the well, there is a deep pit and you fall directly into the very center of the very center with no struggle. And you found the greatest treasure. Look at the beauty of it. Hidden deep within you, in the very deepest core of your temple, in the very deepest core of your temple is your awakening. That is why I use the word awakening, not waking up. I can wake you up, but I cannot awaken you. Waking up means I shake you a little bit, you wake up. Awakening happens from the inside. Awakening is an inner explosion of light that you are awakened. You don't wake up. There is nobody to wake up. You are awakened. Big difference. You wake up because you are there to wake up. Awakening, nobody is there. Awakening happens. Vast difference. You don't wake up. You understand? It awakens you. That is why it's called awakening, not waking up. The moment you fall to the very center, it explodes into awakening. And now you know all. You know the very fabric of existence. You see all its tentacles, all its spaces, how it was created, how it was uncreated. That's why existence has no creator. It has always been emptiness. Emptiness does not need a creator. There's nothing to create. It's simply emptiness. Profoundly happy the way it is. It doesn't need any direction. It is simply going to multiply itself from emptiness to emptiness. Hence you are immortal. Your innermost is immortality. That is the journey of truth. That is this vast journey of truth. To fall into the black hole of your being. What a wonderful experience. What could go deeper than this? Which scientist would not want to dive into such an experiment? Even if it takes you a whole life, who cares? Just to have a grip, just to have a glimpse of this explosive light that you are made of. This, what I'm expressing to you, is a complex fall. Falling into the tunnel, directly like an arrow, deeper, 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 into that endless fall till you come to the very source of light. This is not going to be an easy journey. Everything else you can understand. And I'm not going to lie that it's very easy and simple to get there. It is profoundly simple to get there. It is not simple to get there. You have to be a scientist to understand where it perhaps could be. How to fall into this tunnel requires profound understanding. That is the only reason you need silence and stillness. Perhaps a deep contemplation. That where can this journey lead me? I can understand everything, but how do I reach to the center of existence? And it is not far away. But is it easy? What are the qualities you need to bring about a situation that you could perhaps fall into this? You need to meditate deeply. But I can give you the outer keys. These qualities are going to help you immensely. Let go. Surrender.